You mentioned Azerbaijan last night. There's a bit of news that came out from that post-fight press conference. Jon Jones has officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the champion. This has been a long story. It seems to have a lot of back and forth. Can you tell us the timeline of Jon accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight? What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. We were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate? There's a lot of reports about figures he was offered. Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask you. Do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No. Jon Jones, I said it a million times, I'll say it again, he's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody. And, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know, you'd have to ask him that, but, he's 38 years old, and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight them? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. We had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see, and that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, my philosophy on that, you should do it.
Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But, yeah, I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him. We had the fight done. You saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen. And then he changed his mind.
Two more quick ones from me. So for Tom Aspinall tonight, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have two more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I haven't even thought about. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know.
It seems like the most obvious choice would be Cyril Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that to start the new without Jon Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe you could convince Alex Pereira to move up and do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week, so we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing and literally said, I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go. So looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Tom Aspinall era.
You said you had the date or the fight or was agreed to. Did you have a date and a location for that? Because I think a lot of people assumed it would be at MSG again.
That it would be what?
At Madison Square Garden, like heavyweight.
Yeah. That's what we were shooting for. We were shooting for New York, yeah.
So would it make sense to keep Tom on that date, or are you going to try to wait long enough, let's get you in there?
Well, yeah. I mean, we got to figure out the rest of the year. Aspinall's going to land somewhere, yeah.
And then we're obviously here, you're wearing the shirt for Canelo Crawford. What's that experience been like building up to, not just your first boxing event, but arguably one of the biggest fights ever?
Yeah, today's going to be my first real day in it. All the other stuff has been production and we got to come up with a graphics package and, start literally from scratch and build this thing. So, but this is what we do, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And then last year around this time, we kept asking you about the Sphere and all the graphics and that. Now it's a stadium, so we've heard you over the years, you don't like stadiums.
I love stadiums.
So how's planning a stadium show been for you finally?
Because I hate stadiums so bad for fights, we have to figure out how to make it the best possible live experience that we can, and that is really our main focus for this thing. The fight is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that, but we got to make the in-house live experience as good as possible. That's what we're focused on.
And then obviously it's going to be on Netflix. How's it been dealing with those people?
Very good, actually. We had a call with them last week, and they were sort of walking us through everything that they do as far as marketing and everything that leads up to a big event for them. They are very good at what they do. So I'm looking forward to it.
So is that breadcrumbs to a possible Netflix deal for your broadcast? Are they going to be involved in that?
Who knows? I mean, we'll see how that whole thing plays out, but no, that this isn't writing on the wall or anything. We're in talks with everybody.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
I think the partnership, going back to old interviews, this is stuff you've talked about for decades, making this a worldwide sport. But it just seems such a far-fetched goal 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I mean, this is another big step for you guys.
Yeah, you're talking about going into,
It's always been your goal to go.
Azerbaijan. I mean, I didn't even know what the hell that place was till we started talking about going there. You know what I mean? And then we went there. Have you guys been to Azerbaijan?
No.
Let me tell you, I'm not even. Ask anybody that went to this event. It is one of the most incredible places. Yeah, it's beautiful. The food's incredible. The people are really nice, and unbelievable infrastructure from, when you go to a destination city, the malls and the restaurants and all those things. Azerbaijan and Baku was all of that. Michael Bisbee was talking about taking his wife there for vacation when he gets home.
What was the turning point, though? It just seems such a far-fetched goal to go global from where you guys were 20 years ago. Was there a turning point?
No, I mean, once we started with the UK, Canada, all the usual suspects, and then it just started to grow from there. And I would say one of the big, when we did the deal with Abu Dhabi, obviously massive. I mean, those guys were so far ahead of everything, and with Sheikh Taknoon being such a huge jiu-jitsu fan and everything else. I'd say what you said was the catapult and everything was probably Abu Dhabi.
Just being from back home, obviously you carry Boston everywhere you go. Does that kind of give you an edge? I feel like that's.
I don't know, an edge how as far as what?
It's always a chip on our shoulder, I think, from that area.
I think more than Boston chip, it was the UFC chip. We were like the redheaded stepchild of sports and of the Fertitta portfolio at the time. And I just always believed that this thing could be global and that it could be big.
Sorry, go ahead.
How much does your hologram cost? Were you really in Azerbaijan last night? Like, how are you moving?
Yeah, I really was. I gotta get a hologram. I've been everywhere, man. I don't have the accurate count again, but since Christmas, I've been home around 34 days since Christmas this year. But it's all good stuff. I've been working on a lot of cool shit, so not bad.
Amazing. You mentioned the quote about doing what you love, and you don't want to sleep, so
right.
I appreciate that. But speaking of amazing performance last night, Nazim Sadikov, what do you make of the Black Wolves' performance?
Yeah, that fight was ridiculous, especially live with the crowd, with him being from there, and the 75 punch combination he got hit with in the first round, and weathered the storm, and that was a fun fight to see live.
And I'm gonna ask,
that was why, as soon as halfway through the main event, I was like, I'm giving those two all the money. I'm giving them all the money for the bonuses. And
I saw Ray Longo grinning extra wide.
it was well deserved. The fight was incredible.
Dana, just very quickly, with regards to the Jon Jones situation, could you run us through what exactly happened? So you said it was the night before last. So he calls you, or you called him, or what was the situation?
Yeah, so he called us and just started saying, you know what, I think I'm done. I want to retire, and been a great run. I appreciate everything, and that was it. He was absolutely positively sure that he wanted to retire, and we said, why don't you sleep on it, and when you wake up in the morning, if that's how you still feel. And
because it's scary. I like an active Jon Jones. I don't like Jon Jones with too much time on his hands.
I like an active everybody. I like people being so active. I like to turn them around as fast as we can right after, like Hamzat fast, like during COVID. I like guys that fight a lot. So I agree with you.
Was the call emotional? Was it an emotional call? Was he upset? Or was it just kind of matter of fact, like, look, here's...
I think he was, again, you never know what Jon Jones is dealing with, and then you wake up the next day, and so who knows? I mean, I don't know everything that went into this decision. It's something you guys are going to have to ask him if you ever see him again. But I don't know. I don't know the answers to these questions. All I know is that he made it very clear that he wanted to retire, and I don't disagree with him.
And very quickly, just there was that famous moment when you had that fight. I think it was Masvidal and Diaz, and Canelo was kind of sleeping on the thing. You remember this thing?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because obviously on Saturday night you've got a Ilias fight, and then Jake Paul is going head to head with you. I guess what are your thoughts on this Saturday coming up?
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even fucking know that.
Chavez
Who's
Jr.
he fighting?
Chavez Jr.
Okay.
Well, what are your thoughts on going head to head with your old pal?
Yeah. I didn't even know he was fighting, so that's how concerned I am about it. I didn't even know. Huh?
Holly Holmes in the co-main.
Oh, no shit. Who's she fighting?
Some prospects, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Jake and Chavez is a proper fight, though, isn't it?
What's that?
Jake and Chavez is a proper fight.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, just on the boxing thing, right? I knew when you were going to get into this game, some of the existing promoters in boxing were probably going to get a little bit defensive about you entering boxing. Now, Zuffa boxing is a real thing. A lot of people said it never would be. De La Hoya's already out here saying this fight's going to be at lunchtime and stuff like that. How excited are you to go?
What's at lunchtime mean?
He said Canelo Crawford is going to take place during the day, so you can then do your UFC show after it.
Fuck would he know that? It's not true.
Just curious if you're.
So you're saying that when we were talking about getting into it, and that some people would, whatever, De La Hoya, does De La Hoya count? I mean, come on.
That's what I mean. Like, you're going to go up against these old guys you've had rivals with forever. Is part of you excited to put them out of business almost, or to go against them?
There's any rival? De La Hoya is just a douchebag. A big difference between that and rivalry. I really like Eddie Hearn. I like Frank Warren and a lot of the other guys that are in here, that are in the sport. And I think that they're going to continue to do what they do, and we'll do what we do. And I don't think there's any rivalry, because some of these guys I have good relationships with. And then there's the fucking lunatics like De La Hoya and Arum and guys like that. But yeah,
Why Zuffa? Why?
I'm going to do what I always do. Going to do what we do. We're going to move forward, and we pretty much do everything that we say we're going to do. We get it done, and I'm not looking at anybody as a rival, or we're gonna take this guy out, or any of that. People don't work too well in the boxing business, but I think those guys are going to continue to run their businesses and do what they do, and then we'll do what we do. I know you had a question. What was
Zuffa boxing? Why the name? Zuffa boxing.
We sat around for friggin' 2 months trying to come up with a name for this thing, and it was driving me crazy. And Zuffa boxing was already there. It was just the easiest.
You had the T-shirts made already.
Exactly. We got rings and the PI. Yeah.
You manifested it.
Zuffa boxing it is.
Can I?
Yeah.
If you don't mind. EA Sports, UFC 5, great game. If we could download one downloadable character. This goes by the El Predator. I will not mention his name, but if we did the Predator versus Aspinall, in your mind, dream matchup, how would that go?
The Predator.
Ngannou.
Huh?
Who would win, Ngannou or Aspinall?
Ah, okay. That his name is the
Speak
Predator.
without not spoken.
Francis Ngannou. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't. Yeah.
Dream match. If it how would you see? Tom?
You'll have to play that one out in your head, because I don't see that happening. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dan.
All right, boys. Thank you.